Hi guys, welcome back to Kovar Can't Paint. I am Kovar. I can't paint, but every week I try. Up there in the left hand corner is my faithful canine Oreo. If this is your first time here, I am not a professional painter. I am a beginner, and I have decided to track my progress here on YouTube every week. Sometimes every week. Last week I was actually very sick. Me and my wife got this awful flu that's going around, but this week I'm back. This week I decided to try to paint this KASIQ painting that I found online. I love this artist. He's right up my alley as far as style. I love his ink and wash. He's very expressionistic. He's very impressionistic. He leaves a lot out of the painting, and I just find them really, really cool to look at. Definitely check him out if you get a chance. It's KASIQ. And if you haven't already subscribed, please click the button there right on the bottom right hand corner. There's Oreo's little face down there on the bottom right. I think if you click on that, you can subscribe to the channel. So I think when I first decided to do this painting this afternoon, I thought it's not going to be super difficult. I've definitely have tried to do paintings and tried subjects that are much more difficult than this. I think overall my goal was to get the proportions pretty good. Try to really spend my time with the pencil there at the beginning to really like my proportions. And then I knew that after that, it was just simple washes to get that really loose style that KASIQ does on these paintings. And to pick my colors as best I can with my eye. And that's always a challenge. But I think this, I felt strong going into this one this morning. So. I do have a little tip that I can pass on. The other day I accidentally put my brushes in the water. I put it in the water to clean them, and I left them on the counter for like 3 days, 4 days like that, just not really thinking. And when I pulled them out of the water, they were all bent. All of the bristles were bent, in like a little C shape because they were sitting at the bottom of the glass, which is really dumb. And I thought, oh great, I just ruined all my brushes and I'm gonna have to buy a new set. But I did some Googling and found some good tips. And one of the tips was to just set the brushes in boiling water, and you can redo them. Our water is really hot coming out of our tap, so I just ran our water under our tap and put the brush under there, and I was able to just if they were under the water for a little while, then I could reform them. I could just kind of spin them in my fingers and redo the bristles, and so that's a little tip that, from a beginner to you, if you do find your brushes are getting a little bit out of shape, you can put them in boiling water or hot water and then just reshape them with your fingers. And that's a nice little trick, and I didn't have to buy new brushes. So at this point in the painting, already I'm happy. I really love just, this guy's paintings. They look so cool, and they're very approachable. So I feel like, even though I am a beginner, I'm able to take this guy's work and just, the work that he did in breaking down this form of this face with the red lips and the green eye and just the simple curves with the ink. Just those simple lines that he found, because he's really good. It's so accessible for an amateur artist like myself to get a painting that is pleasant to look at, and I knew it going in because I've done a couple of his so far, and they tend to, they give a little. You don't have to nail it perfectly, and it still is going to look pretty good. So at this point, I'm already happy in the painting. I did frame mine a little differently, just not for any reason other than when I got down to the lips, I realized I had more canvas, and I started worrying about how I was going to build that chin because he didn't do it. And yeah, it took some thought. At the end here, or after I'd painted all the washes, then I knew I was going to go back in with my pen, my ink. Rather than doing the ink at the beginning, I decided to go ahead and just do it at the end, and I'm glad I did. I like that process. Sometimes it's nice to do the ink at the beginning, but the pencil lines are there, so they guide all the washes, and then that ink comes in to just really create that cartoon, that extra vibe, and it makes such a cool difference. I mean, I thought the painting looked cool without the ink, but then as soon as I laid in the ink, it even looks cooler. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, so still playing around with that chin there. Get some rose there, and maybe looking for a little bit of a highlight. I'm definitely going to go back in at the end there with some white gouache. There it is right there, just to get those really cool highlights on the lips, maybe a little highlight in the eyes and the chin, just to get that real glossy look. That looks so cool. It's almost like 80s fashion or something. Well, that's it, guys. Don't forget to sign your paintings. Let me know what you think of this one. Again, a very simple subject, something that felt very doable. And now let's play our favorite game. Is it hangable? I don't think there's any question on whether or not this one's hangable. That's a hard yes for me. So thank you guys for hanging out and watching as always. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. And we will see you next week.
And so can you.
It's pretty cool. I love it.